and welcome to another week's edition of the Weekly Waller Review Show. We're here from sunny outdoors at Rose Hill. It's a beautiful morning here and we had some good horses galloping this morning. We had a great week last week with as many city winners as days in the week. So last Wednesday we had Nothing Box and Wianka.
Both good wins, Charlie. Yeah, both deserved winners and look like they're going to win a lot more races this preparation, so it's the right time of the year to be winning some good prize money.
Absolutely. Then on Friday, the Scone standalone meeting, Symbolism was good.
She was, yeah. Each run's got a little bit better and one with a bit of authority, didn't she?
Yeah, she did, and also Estacrage down there.
He won well, he won
absolutely hosed
a couple of lengths.
Yeah.
He's come back bigger and stronger, and another horse that's going to make the most of the Sydney Winter prize money, which $100,000 every race. And that was good news from Victoria earlier in the week to say they're going to bump their prize money up to a minimum of $100,000 and staying races $120,000. Plus, it certainly does. And I think it's great to see competition in Australia, in particular Victoria and New South Wales, because clearly they're trying to stay up with each other. I won't say outdo each other, but they're staying up with each other, and the participants are the winners all round.
Yeah, we also had a good winner up Tangled up the coast.
Yes, very impressive winner, and I think he's been installed as the favourite for the Group 1 JJ Atkins in 3 weeks' time.
And Hersley down in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Finally got a 1 next to his name instead of a 2.
Last 4 runs have been seconds, and Daniel Stackhouse produced a good ride, and he came with a well-timed run to get there in the shadows of the post.
And Sambro yesterday, another 2-year-old winner for us.
Yeah, he's finally hit form, taking a little bit longer than we would have liked to find his first win, but I think now that he's in winning form he can continue on, and he'll race in 10 days' time at Randwick and possibly even get a trip to Queensland.
Okay, we'll head straight into Doomben on Saturday. In the Roses we're well represented. We have Dornwall Barrier 12.
Yeah, awkward barrier. Biggest concern, however, is the weather. She did win a Group 3 race at Kembla on a soft 6 track, but it seems to be on a heavy track she's not as effective. But we've got to remember those heavy tracks through autumn were very wet, so I'd be willing to run her on a 7 or an 8, but beyond that we'd have to question whether she runs, which is awkward because she's only 2 weeks out from the Oaks. She'll definitely head to the Oaks regardless of whether she runs or not Saturday, but we've got to work out how we get her fit to be in the Oaks if she didn't run because of the wet track Saturday.
Okay, we also have Invincibella, Barrier 2.
Well, she won't worry about the wet. She ran second in a group race through the carnival at Randwick. Her last start run was very good, had no luck whatsoever, and on that occasion the rider hopped off and said the 2,000 metres shouldn't be a problem, so she's drawn well. And
we also have Oklahoma Girl, James Doyle back aboard, Barrier 13.
Well, if the rain does come, this filly's won 2 out of 2 on heavy tracks. Touch disappointing, but in a pretty strong race last start when I think she ran 3rd or 4th. Distance shouldn't be a problem. Another one that's drawn a little bit awkwardly, but if that rain does come, watch out.
And heading into the Doomben Cup we also have 3, Preferment, Barrier 17.
Yeah, tough draw, but Hugh Bowman aboard, that's a big plus in these Group 1 races or any race. He's riding so well at the moment. He's riding basically 3 winners every meeting. He knows the horse well. Horse ran terrific at the Gold Coast when finishing 4th over 1800. 2,000 metres will really suit him, and his work through the week's been spot on.
And Bamber also heads up there.
Another one with a slightly awkward barrier. He and Preferment would struggle if the track got too heavy, but on a soft track they would run. Vanbragh's heading to New Zealand to stud after this race, so he'll go there as a Group 1 winner as a 3-year-old in Australia. And certainly a good looking horse, and I'm sure he'll do a good job at stud. So let's hope he can go out on a good note.
Let's hope so. We also have McCreary, Barrier 15.
Yeah, well fortunately he's there because if the rain does come, he is one that will handle the heavy track. We've taken the blinkers off since last start. We just thought he's been a bit keen. And
up to 2002. Exactly,
and he races so well without them. So he also worked well on Tuesday morning at the Gold Coast. Since the last run, he and Preferment have stayed up there. So they're appreciating the warmer weather in Queensland and the sun on their backs and thriving.
Yeah, absolutely. And heading to Rose Hill in the 1400 metre race, we have Gretna, Barrier 1, Tommy Barry.
Well, gee, she's tough. The last 2 runs have been good. Last start she just about led all the way at Randwick. Since then she's had a trial, she's worked very strongly, and it looks a lovely race for her from a good draw.
Now we also have Miss Ballantyne, barrier 3.
Miss Ballantyne, we scratched her from Wednesday for the simple reason that it's a small field on Saturday, 100,000 prize money. The blinkers go on, hoping that it'll keep her nice and sharp for the 1400 metre distance. Her last run was in a run of an improver, so based on that she's a definite chance.
Okay, into the 1100 metre race we have New Universe, last start winner.
Couldn't have been any more impressive either, Charles. Went back from a wide gate, settled last and won with ease. Yeah. I guess we could have stepped them up in distance, but I think quite often we step horses up too quick. They're injecting a lot of prize money into sprint races, so he's a horse that will be targeted at sprints until such time he needs to step up to 1400 metres or possibly even a mile. So it's his home track again. He's drawn favourably, I think, in gate 6. He is the top weight, but there's not a big spread in the weight, so if he got beat, I'd be disappointed.
Okay, and into the 2000 metre race we have Montauk, claiming 2 kilos off, barrier 5.
No luck at all in the Wagga Cup. Came from a long way back to finish close to the place getters. Prior to that his runs were good and last preparation very good, so gets to a suitable distance. Soft track wouldn't worry him, heavy track would, but soft track should be fine based on his run at Wagga. He's the one to beat.
And Morse Platoon, barrier 8,
yeah,
track of it.
Went down in a photo finish last start, which was his first attempt over a similar distance in Australia, so obviously rose to that challenge without any problems. He's better on a good track, Charlie.
For sure.
So let's hope the rain stays away, and as you can see, Thursday morning at Rose Hill, it's picture perfect.
And Nothing Box, model of consistency.
Yeah, and rewarded with a good win last start at Canterbury. Both his last starts, the pressure's been on from a long way from home, and he's coped well with that. So the 2000 metres at Rose Hill will be no problem. Just needs an ounce of luck from the gate, and he won't be far away.
Okay, and race 7, the race we really need to win, the Winks Hall of Fame race.
Yeah, well, that's another talking point. What a privilege it is to be associated with her. Yeah, at such a young age of a horse, to be recognised in that esteem is something special. And
especially when they're still racing.
Still got a bit of racing left, hasn't she?
Plenty.
So yeah, what a buzz her career has been, and a lot of people involved, from the staff, riders, management of our stable, me occasionally. Yeah. Owners have done a fantastic job, and in all of Australia just embracing her. They've done a fantastic job appreciating who she is. So well done to Winks, and yes, if we could win the race it would be something special. We'd take the sash home and I guess hang it outside Winks's box. Yeah,
absolutely. Well represented anyway. We have Invincible, who was incredibly unlucky last start.
Yeah, he's two different horses. On a good track he's very good, on a soft track he's no good, so we'll be keeping a close watch on the weather for him. I guess a soft 5 he starts to lose his potential, but on a good 4 or better he'd be hard to beat. Wide draw, but I think he'll make his own luck and roll forward. Over this distance he should have enough speed to get in the first 4 or 5.
Okay, we also have Leopari, barrier 9.
Missed out by a small margin last start from a wide gate, didn't have a lot of luck. Gate 9, big field of 16, he'll be midfield getting a bit of cover, and I'm sure he'll run well. His work's been first class, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has indeed. But we've also got So Willie.
So Willie's won his last 2, Charlie, and a great ride from Tom Berry from a wide barrier last start. We'll need to get the same ride, but gee, who better than Tom Berry to be able to do it? And well done for him through the week, being invited to go and ride in Hong Kong. I think he's matured into a world-class rider in more ways than one, not just riding a horse. He's an absolute gentleman, a hard worker, and we certainly wish him all the very best in Hong Kong.
Absolutely. We also have in Costerline, down with 51.5 kilos.
Yeah, really happy with the way this horse has come back. His first up run was good over a short distance, and he'll appreciate the slight step up to 1500. He's come back stronger, would you believe? He's a mature horse, I think a 5-year-old now, yet come back so much stronger. So yeah, I think he's in for a really good prep.
Okay, good. And into the last, we have Dagny. Blinkers go on.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a big help. I think Karen rode her last start at Canterbury and said that she just struggled a little bit with concentration as well as the tight turning track. So she really appreciate the home track of Rose Hill. 1400's a big plus.
Barrier 1.
Barrier 1.
T-Berry.
Might be ending the day on a good note.
We also have Labdian. Barrier 8, Jason Collett.
She'll appreciate Rose Hill as well. Her first up run was good. Might have just peaked a little bit on their run, but she got a long way back. 1400 metres will certainly suit, as will the long Rose Hill straight. She's one for an each way punter.
Absolutely. And Firebird Flyer.
First up,
52 kilos.
looks terrific, feather on her back, and should get a nice run. I think she'll loom to win the race. Whether she's sharp enough and forward enough to sustain a gallop over 1400, I'm not sure, but another one to follow as she gets up over longer distances.
And you know she's going to try her heart out. We'll head down to Flemington. Overstep. Barrier 12, Craig Newman.
Yeah, she hasn't had a lot of success in Melbourne, and we were contemplating bringing her up, but the weather in Sydney over the next 7 days doesn't look flash, so I'm keen to run her, but we might just ride her quieter. She just got there and didn't finish the race off last start. I think if we ride her quieter, maybe she attacks the line a little bit better.
Okay, into the 1800 metre race we have two. We have Loving Home, Barrier 14.
He's running well, he's on the 7-day backup, is coming back 200 metres in distance, but it's Flemington, nice long straight. He'll go back from the wide gate and I'm sure finish off strongly.
And Irish Optimism, Barrier 15.
Basically drawn next to him. He's getting fitter and better with each run. This will be his third Australian start. I think he'll appreciate a bit further, but it all depends on the speed. If there's speed on and they get home well, it'll suit both him and Loving Home, but just with medium tempo you'd expect him to need a little bit further.
And Hersley on the quick backup.
Yeah, well, and as we said, an impressive winner last start. See, we've got an apprentice aboard claiming.
Yes.
So obviously gets in with a pretty light weight, and model of consistency, shouldn't have any problems being in the first three again.
Absolutely. And into the last, Zorcan, Barrier 1.
First up for a new preparation. He ran a terrific race here at Rose Hill over 2400, so that's what we'll be aiming towards, the longer distances, but needs to start somewhere, and his work's been good. Run a cheeky race, but again, improve over further.
Okay, well, have a lovely weekend, Chris.
Thanks, Charlie, you too.